Back at it again, and oh boy. It seems like things are going downhill quickly for this administration. I mean, they've got problems all over the place, even within their own party. People are turning against them. So much so that some people on the Democrat voter side are saying that they're voting for Trump. A lot have said that they are not voting at all, but some have even gone as far as saying, no, I'm going to vote for Donald Trump. So they've got some major problems on their hands. Like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button if you are new. And let's dive in.
You know the Row Hotel, how they're using that for all the illegals coming in? You have a feeling on that?
It's horrible.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like, I understand we want to help, but it's like help the situation here first before we can help others.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So
right?
I blame Biden. Of course, Biden. You did it, Joe. We need Trump back. That's it.
Hey, come on now. Come on.
Oh. We need who back? Oh. People are actually coming around and saying we need Trump back. Interesting. Check out this clip.
To stop voting color. I'm talking to Governor Pritzker, and I'm talking to President Biden. That as we run into this upcoming political year, where the Democratic Party is on the menu, hear me, people of Chicago and of the United States. It is time for us as black people to stop voting party.
Come on.
It is time for us to stop voting color. It is time for us to start voting our self-interest. And if the Democrats refuses to listen to us, then it is time for us to start looking at other alternatives.
She just said the unthinkable. Oh my, stop the presses. Oh my goodness, we have, whoa. Major breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. We need backup. Whoa, that is wild. That is wild. To actually hear people saying it, I think is huge. Because once again, and I've touched on this before, you guys remember just a few short years ago, you didn't hear stuff like this. You didn't hear people saying, or at least didn't see people saying it. You kind of heard about the whispers. You had your few prominent figures, the Candace Owens of the world, who was out there speaking loud and proud as a black person, right? But those were far and few in between. Now you're starting to see this stuff more and more every single day, where black people are literally saying, we need to vote a different way. We can't continue to vote for the Democrat Party. Like, just flat out saying it. Latinos as well. Listen, guy, now obviously we got to show up and do our part. Okay, this doesn't happen without people showing up to do, our part. It doesn't do us any good to see all of this great stuff and then just think we got it in the bag. No, that's not the way this works. As I'm sure you guys already know. You still got to show up. You still got to show up. And we're going to be checking out another clip here to highlight how bad this is really getting. But before we get into that, I do want to emphasize that we still got to keep the pedal to the metal. We still have to keep the pedal to the metal. We have a lot of stuff working against us, including people in our own Republican Party working against us, right? Our own Republican Party is working against the conservative movement, of the Matt Gaetz, the Byron Donalds, the Donald Trumps of the world. They're working against us as well as Democrats. So there's a lot going against us. So while things may look great now, one, we're a long way from Election Day. That's one. And two, we're up against some forces that are going to give it everything they have. They see the same stuff that we do. They watch the same polls and things, and I'm sure they have some private ones that they haven't even released to us, right? So we have to show out in force, overwhelming force, so much so that, how can I say this? Because guys, I can't say exactly what I want to say. We have to show up with so much force that y'all gonna have to read between the lines. I'm sure you can probably guess what I want to say, but I can't say it. You know what I'm saying? So much force that no matter what, they're done. Right? I'll say it that way. And I do think that we are like right on that line. I believe we are right on that line to where don't matter. Fight all you want. You're done. You know? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Read between the lines, folks. So we have to show out in force, guys. We have to show out in force. But let's jump into this clip of this disaster of an administration.
There is a lot of substance in this poll. Let's start with what you see as the biggest headline here.
Yeah, Aaron, there is a lot in this poll. And again, this is a poll. It's a snapshot in time. It's a year out. But it is instructive as it sets the stage. Take a look at the horse race here between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. You see that Donald Trump has a narrow lead among registered voters, 49% to 45%. That's just outside the margin of error. I
was going to say narrow. He's polling outside of the margin of error. Right, yeah. And you know, the crazy part about this is you guys remember the first poll that came out where it had Trump up by, I want to say it was like 10 points. And everybody was saying, oh, no, that's just an outlier poll. There was an outlier poll. And then another one came out that had Trump up by 10 points again. And, oh, yeah, these are just a couple outlier polls, blah, 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 blah. And now you're consistently getting polls where Trump is polling outside the margin of error. He's up by that much. And you remember Trump said the silent majority? Yeah, they exist. They exist. Once again, you got to still show up. Still got to show up. Okay. I think Election Day should be a holiday personally, but that's just me. But like I said, he's polling outside the margin of error consistently now. And they were all saying, oh, no, those are just outliers, blah, 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 blah. Nah. They're being forced to admit it now. Biden's in trouble.
I want to show you some key groups that were critical to Joe Biden's election as president in 2020, and they are not at the level of support that he needs them to be. Take a look here at independents. You see 45% Trump, 41% Biden. That was a Biden plus 13 group in the 2020 election. These are registered voters. It's a poll comparing to actual voters in 2020. But
that's what, an 18-point swing right there? My goodness. Or 17.
Instructive. Take a look at black voters, 73% Biden to 23% Trump in our poll. That's a 50-point lead, except Joe Biden 3 years ago won black voters by 75 points in that election. Latino voters, basically dead even here, 50% Biden, 46% Trump. That was a group Joe Biden won by 33 points. And look at young voters. They are deadlocked. 47% Biden, 48% Trump. That was a very strong Biden group. He won.
And you know the crazy part about this statistic that I really want to touch on among young voters. Now, it does go up to 34, but I do want to say this with as much as we've seen the radicalization of the schooling system, right? You've seen the radicalized left on these college campuses. Even with that, you still have a lead with Trump amongst younger folks. Even with a lot of these folks being radicalized through, you know, the education system, right? In my humble opinion, because I did see a report, and I may make a YouTube short on this, that a lot of these radical folks that graduate college, you know, someone wanted to see what happens to them. A lot of them go into education. Yeah. Those folks that you see yelling and screaming and, you know, going nuts on college campuses, those college students, a lot of them are going into education. Those are the teachers of our children. Yeah. And even with that being said, to still have a lead, I think that's huge. I think that's huge. And I personally think that lead is bigger than that. But we live in such a climate that, you know, young folks may feel afraid to come out and say that they truly support Uncle Trump, you know, because it's not a good thing to do, you know. And you know, they've seen how people have lashed out at other folks. So what do y'all think? Let me know. I think that's real interesting though. Let's jump back in.
Trump, that was a very strong Biden group. He won them by roughly 24 points just 3 years ago. Some key attributes, key qualities of the candidates. The strong qualities here for Joe Biden: respecting the rule of law. 51% of our poll respondents say that applies to Joe Biden. Only 35% say that applies to Donald Trump. Honest and trustworthy. You see that Joe Biden bests Donald Trump by 9 percentage points on that score. Flip it to Donald Trump's strongest attributes: an effective world leader. He is 12 points ahead of Biden on that score, 48% to 36%, and has the necessary stamina and sharpness to serve as president. Only 25% of our poll respondents, a quarter, say that.
I can't believe honest and trustworthiness. Bro, we got it. We got to do a better job of showing people exactly who Joe Biden really is. I got to do a better job. That's insane. That statistic right there, 42 to 33. What? Joe Biden's literally been called out on mainstream media for lying. Of course, it doesn't happen now because they, you know, are with the Democrat Party. They're an arm of the Democrat Party, in my humble opinion. But to I got to do a better job of exposing this guy. Might be a video coming soon on that. My goodness. Sheesh.
That is true of Joe Biden. Double that. 53% say that is true of Donald Trump. And just in terms of motivation, Aaron, we are seeing in our poll that Republican and Republican-leaning independent voters, 71% of them extremely motivated to vote. 61% of Democrats and Democratic leaners say so. That's an enthusiasm advantage. And finally, neither one of these candidates are.
This should be like 100%. This, I like the people that say that they aren't super enthused or motivated to vote. They have to be Nikki Haley supporters or something, right? They got to be establishment Republican supporters or something. You know, the never Trumpers for some odd reason. They have to be. There's no way that you can sit here and say, "Oh yeah, I'm not motivated to go out." Bro, I'm so motivated to vote. I can't wait. I cannot wait to show up and show support for Uncle. I can't wait. I wish it was tomorrow. Bro, I'm literally running to the polls. Running. Like, how are you not motivated and you're watching everything that's going on around us? Like, you just okay with paying these exorbitant prices for food and gas? You okay with barely getting by? Like, that's okay? I don't get it. Does anybody have an explanation? Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. Like, y'all talk to me, please, because I'm just confused. 71% for the GOP? Like, I understand the GOP ain't perfect because we got a lot of establishment folks in there, but we got people like Matt Gaetz, Byron Donalds, Jim Jordan's, the Speaker of the House now, Mike, right? Who are MAGA, who are conservative Republicans who truly do the right thing, okay? And are pushing these establishment guys out. So I don't know. I'm confused. Y'all talk to me, please. I'm lost on this one.
Popular with the American public. Look at their favorable numbers. Joe Biden's at 36% favorable, 59% unfavorable. Donald Trump's at 38% favorable, 56% unfavorable. And when we look at those who say unfavorable opinion of both of them, Donald Trump is actually winning them in this poll by 9 points. And he did win that group back in 2016 of what we call the double haters, those that didn't like Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. That was part of his path to the White House in 2016. Here, he is also winning with the so-called double haters, Aaron.
So people that hate both will still go with Trump. Yeah, okay. I'm just saying. Some great news. Great news, baby. You know, it's obviously always good to, you know, get this great news, this fantastic news that Trump is in the lead. Trump is garnering more and more support the closer we get. But it also is a little concerning. And I'm going to keep highlighting this. Guys, because my fear is that it's going to look so overwhelmingly that Trump is going to win that we're going to have a lot of Republican voters who are just going to sit at home. That's my fear, or one of them, I guess I should say, is that all of this is going to lead to Republican voters sitting at home and saying, oh yeah, we got this in the bag. I'm just going to wake up tomorrow morning and yeah, it's going to be Trump. And it's going to be Biden all over again because of that. I may slow down on these types of videos too myself. Cause I don't want to be the one to contribute to that being the reason why, Trump lost, you know what I'm saying? And, that really worries me. It seriously does. That's why whenever we have these types of videos, I make sure that I emphasize we still have to show up and do our part. I make sure that I say that. That is intentional because that's always playing in the back of my mind. Yeah, man, I hope they still show up. I mean, yeah, this looks good, but they might just sit on their hands because, things are looking good. Y'all let me know. Is that a legit concern or are you guys like, nah, bro, we showing up regardless? Y'all talk to me. And, what's the sense that you guys are getting from the people around you, from the conversations that you're having? Do you think that is a real thing that some Republican voters will sit at home because Trump is up so much on Biden and, oh yeah, we just got this in the bag, guys. We got it in the bag. Y'all let me know. But that's definitely one of my fears, man. It's just that happening. And I hope it doesn't. I'm going to do my best to make sure that it doesn't. Okay. And one of those ways is maybe slowing down on these types of videos. Okay. Even though it's great news, and we all like hearing good news, but it might just be a little too good. You know what I mean? Like it might be a little too good. Okay. We need people to show up. All right. Trump's losing. Trump's down. We all got to show up. Maybe that's the type of stuff I need to start showing. Trump and Biden tie. We all got to show up. If we don't show up, we lose, I mean, if we don't show up, we really would lose. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all get it. Anyway, let me know what you thought about this one in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.